We have in person Oloye AKIN Alabi, who is also an honorable member of the House of Representatives. Today happens to be a day that we close the season with talking about the law of attraction. We'll give him 10 minutes to share, his personal experiences and thoughts about your thoughts becoming your reality. But for those of us who follow him on Instagram, we have an idea what he stands for. I think it's an honor to have you in our midst, sir. My name is Tony Wakalo. This is the book club. With love all the time. We have beautiful people here. Today is the closing day of the session. It's alive. I pass over to you.
I also want to thank Honorable, because Honorable has brought 5 copies of his best-selling book called Small Business, Big Money. Today we'll be giving out 3 of these books, and he's going to be asking 2 questions to any 2 people he chooses. If they answer the questions the way he wants them, the 2 of them will win these books. Thank you, sir. So I think we can give you the floor now, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, boss.
Thank you very much for having me. Pardon me if I don't flow with probably your laid out plans or how the framework you have, because it's more or less you practically get crashing into your party. In the sense that although my assistant here, Majid, had invited me, and as soon as I said it, I was like, of course, those are the kind of things that they say no to, right? I get invitations all the time, as you can expect, for different things, but talking about book club reading, I'm like, come on, that's a no-brainer. I gotta answer, I gotta come there. So obviously I totally forgot about it, and today the office mentioned, I said, definitely I'm gonna come. So here we are. So I don't know exactly the format this is going to go, but I think you've yielded the floor to me, so I'll do as I like in the next 10 minutes or thereabout. As for the books that I brought, yeah, I just brought the books, obviously. I'm going to give away, like he said, but I don't know where you came up with the idea that I'm going to ask questions. You just imposed everything on me. I don't even understand how that will turn out. Anyway, so what I usually do in this kind of situation when and we don't have much time, what I do is that I just summarize my CV, my life story in about 10 minutes, in a few minutes, so that in the process you get an idea of who I am. I try to make it as exciting as possible, so that even if we don't learn anything, at least we enjoy it. Also, then maybe if at the end of the day I can take 1 or 2 questions, because sometimes it's nice to answer what people actually think. And sometimes I can be thinking this is what I should talk about, then I talk about it, then at the end of the day it'll be like, no, that was what we're expecting. So it'd be nice to answer 1 or 2 people answer some questions. So I'm going to do this kind of, like I said, to just tell you about myself. My name is AKIN Alabi, as you already know. I'm from Oyo State. I'm an Ibadan man. I'm a member of the House of Representatives. I'm the Chairman, House Committee on Governmental Affairs. I was born 43 years ago in Ibadan. I attended my secondary school, primary school in Ibadan, secondary school in Enugu, Federal Government College in Enugu. And I finished in 1994. Then, like everybody else, I wrote jump, but I failed like most people. So I started to try again the following year, and like most people, I failed again. So we kept going at it, and we kept failing. So after about 5 trials, I decided to give up. But in between, I did what most people do: go to the next best thing, go to a polytechnic. So I wrote for Polyjam. I don't know if they still do it. Polyjam, and I went to the Polytechnic, by the way, I had got an HND in Business Administration. Obviously, since then, I've tried to improve myself. I've gone for other courses. I have an MSc in Marketing from the University of Liverpool, and I have a certificate in International Intellectual Property Strategy from Harvard. When I concluded my HND and went for my NYC in 2002, I wasn't too sure what I was going to do in my life, whether I was going to start a business or I was going to get a job. I knew it was going to be hard to get a job, even for BSc was hard, not to talk about HNG. And besides, the kind of person I am, I'm kind of a very informal person. I thought I'll be better off on my own. So I was thinking of the business I could do, so I stumbled on a business called information marketing. And that is a business where you put your knowledge in any format and teach. It could be seminars, it could be trainings, it could be CD, it could be books, it could be anything. So I started selling that. I sold information on web design, training, and everything. I practically built a business around it. And I started publishing a sports paper as well. I started publishing a business paper. Then until I stumbled on sports betting, I created an information product on how to bet on sports. But it was in the process of selling this information product. The people that I was selling to were asking me like, I should help them create sports betting accounts with sports betting operators abroad. So that was when the idea struck me, like, why do you need to go abroad? Why can't we find someone here in Nigeria doing it? So that was where the idea came, like, okay, there's a market of people ready to patronize sports betting companies abroad, but they're finding it difficult. So why can't we have something like that in Nigeria? So that which forms the basis of what I teach when I teach small business, which is I always teach that you find a market before you create a product. Right? What most people do when they want to start business is that they just come up with an idea like, I would love to do this, or I went for a training and I studied this, or this is what my grandfather taught my father, and this is what my father taught me, and this I must sell furniture, I must sell jewelry, this is what everybody does, so this is what I want to do, this is what I fancy, and this is what I'm passionate about. That's what most people do. So they create a business and start looking for those to patronize them. I advise that you do the other way around. What you do is that you don't have any business idea you want to do. You don't think about any business. You're not passionate about anyone. You don't care about any particular kind of business. What you do is that you study what people are looking for, what humans are looking for. Then once you find what you call a starving crowd, what they are looking for, then you create a business to satisfy that starving crowd. So your job basically is not to create wants in people. Your job is to identify the wants of people and now go and find something to satisfy those wants. Principle in starting small businesses, especially when we talk about big business, if you have $100 million to do market research and do anything and test and experiment as you like your Apple, your Microsoft, you can do anything. That's a different ball game. But when we're talking about a small business where you're down to your last 100,000 naira, you're down to your last 200,000 naira, and you want to make sure this works, you got to really work on the market first, not the product first. Right? So you work on the market. What are people looking for? You leave passion on one side for now, right? When you make a lot of money, you use that money to fund your passion. Okay? And because a lot of people make that mistake of buying, no, you can't say I should just look for what people want to buy. This is what I'm passionate about. No, don't be passionate about the product. You can be passionate about entrepreneurship, you can be passionate about job creation, you can be passionate about disrupting the space, you can be passionate about creating jobs, you can be passionate about doing so many things, but the last thing you should be passionate about is the product you want to sell. Because you can't tell me Dangote is passionate about cement. But he's passionate about entrepreneurship, he's passionate about the process, he's passionate about everything business, not the product. You can sell this, you can sell sweets, you can sell banana, you can sell anything. Right? But the numbers is what matters. But if you have a passion now, you cannot use the money and fund your charity, your passion, your dreams, and you want to go into space and you want to do anything, go do it. But when we're talking about returns on your investment, especially when you don't have so much money, you really have to concentrate on the market. The market first and not the product first. So that is basically the summary of my business philosophy and my business life. That's how we create NRS first on the market. And obviously I've diversified into a lot of other businesses. Most of them you don't know. I'm an investor, I've invested in other businesses, and obviously I spend a lot of time doing politics today. So that's the long and short of who AKIN Alabi is. So if there are one or two questions I can answer, it could be anything, it could be a request, it could be a question, it could be just let me know. So we spend the next few minutes or then I do that, then I can take my leave and let you guys continue.